you all were able to turn up the defensive intensity in this quarter, get some key stops. What did that do for you in the transition game?
Yeah, I think we responded well after we had to use that timeout early in the third. I think turnovers are costing us a little bit. If we can take care of the ball a little bit better, we'll be in a better position, but I thought we did better on the O boards.
How Caitlin Clark increased her yearly income by $5 million without receiving a raise from her employment. In December 2025, Kurt Bodenhausen, a writer for Sportico, revealed that Clark's total income increased from $1.1 million in 2024 to $6.1 million in 2025. The WNBA did not give her any money. Instead, the $5 million raise came almost exclusively from sponsorship deals that reached their full worth. Her real league salary increased by around $1,500, from $76,535 to $78.66. This is the reality that everyone is discussing. Caitlin Clark receives 99% of her revenue from corporations paying her to endorse their goods, with less than 1% coming from playing professional basketball. What causes the fact that Clark only played 13 games in the 2025 season due to injuries makes the $5 million bump even more startling. Whether or not she actually steps onto the court, her off-court earning power now functions entirely independently.
Also, some people want to know how rich Caitlin Clark was. According to Google, her net worth is about $5 million. If that's still accurate, it's probably more for 2025, I believe.
Let's examine this in more detail. It is necessary to understand the complete picture in order to comprehend Caitlin Clark's financial circumstances. In 2024, Clark's first professional season brought in about $100,000 in WNBA salary and incentives, plus an additional $11 million from endorsement deals, for a total of $11.1 million. The figures for 2025 show a different picture, with her salary plus incentives totaling roughly $119,000 and her endorsement revenue rising to $16 million, bringing her total to $16.1 million. This is placed into perspective by some context. Even the highest paid players in the league get about $249,000 in 2025, according to the WNBA Supermax wage. Much less than Clark's earnings from sponsorships alone in 2025. This is made very clear by the NBA contrast. The top choice in the 2023 NBA draft, Victor Wembanyama, agreed to a 4-year rookie contract of $55 million.
People were speculating that Caitlin Clark injury could be much worse than expected. These type of injuries and the way she's been getting these injuries is not normal, to have these strains back to back to back like this. And I said this before, Caitlin Clark's mobility is off, bro. I believe she might have came back too fast from the first. We all know the first one went down around the 25th of May. Then she came back and got re-injured around the 4th of July to the 5th, somewhere up in there of July. And then that brings us until now.
The top choice in the 2024 WNBA draft, Caitlin Clark, agreed to a 4-year deal worth $338.56. That amounts to about 0.6% of what Wembanyama was given. Clark is not personally criticized by any of this. This is just the financial reality of professional basketball for women. Additionally, it clarifies why Erin Kane, her agent at XL Sports Management, stated this in February 2025. Will the WNBA ever pay Caitlin Clark what she is truly worth? That is not feasible, in my opinion. Prior to delving more into the financial details, it is helpful to consider what Caitlin Clark actually did in order to understand how this situation came to be. She was chosen by the Indiana Fever as the first overall choice in the WNBA draft on April 15, 2024. Conducted in front of 2.45 million spectators at the Brooklyn Academy of Music, making it the most viewed draft in league history. She signed the typical 4-year rookie contract 12 days later. She also scored 20 points in her professional debut on May 14th against the Connecticut Sun.
Caitlin Clark's team has made it known we are going to be holding her out until she is fully recovered. We are not going to be rushing her back at all. After taking Indiana Fever's advice, eventually Caitlin Clark needs to take matters into her own hands, make decisions for herself, and I believe that's what we are seeing with the team that she now has surrounding her.
In what is regarded as one of the most illustrious rookie seasons in WNBA history, Clark averaged 19.2 points per game, 5.7 rebounds, and 8.4 assists per game, which led the league. The WNBA single-season record was broken with 337 assists. The rookie scoring record was set with 769 points. Another rookie record was set with 122 three-pointers. On July 6, 2024, Clark became the first rookie in WNBA history to register a triple-double, something that had never been seen before. She also set the record for the most assists in a single game with 19 on July 17th, 11 days later. On July 20th, she participated in an All-Star game and set yet another rookie record with 10 assists. She won Rookie of the Year at the end of the season. 66 out of 67 votes were cast. Additionally, the Indiana Fever qualified for the postseason for the first time since 2016. Her 2025 season was cut short by a quad injury after just 13 games in the WNBA, where she averaged 16.5 points and 8.8 assists.
So, lads, this is not a great look for the Indiana Fever organization. If you've got Caitlin Clark, the star of the Indiana Fever, she's going and seeing whatever about not seeing the Indiana Fever's doctors. Like, it is what it is with that. It is what it is. Like, I think a lot of players and teams get second opinions. But if you haven't seen here, Stephanie White says there's no update on Caitlin Clark or potential timeline. She met with another doctor, but White says she hasn't spoken with the trainer.
Regardless of the time lost, her brand worth continued to rise. Caitlin Clark receives $16 million annually from a number of large corporations, with Nike as its core. Her 8-year contract with Nike is reportedly worth $28 million, or about $3.5 million a year. This is the biggest sponsorship deal ever awarded to a female basketball player. Her trademark shoe will make its debut in 2026, according to Nike. Additionally, Wilson Sporting Goods and her own signature collection have a long-standing collaboration. Here's some knowledge that may surprise you. Only 2 athletes in Wilson's history have received a signature collection from Michael Jordan back in the first was in the 1980s. Her list of sponsors includes Gatorade, State Farm, Panini America, Xfinity, Gamebridge, Lilly, High, Stanley, and Ascension St. Vincent. Before her WNBA career had began, an intriguing event took place. In March 2024, Ice Cubs Big 3 League made Clark an offer of $5 million to play in their 3-on-3 league during the WNBA offseason. According to later rumors, the offer increased to $15 million. Even though there was significant money on the table, she declined it in order to concentrate on the WNBA, which reveals something about her goals. This leads to a ranking that is noteworthy. Sportico's 2025 ranking of the top 15 Clark goes from number 10 to number 6 on the list of the most paid female athletes in the world. And since tennis players dominate the rankings, she is the sole basketball player on that list. In just her second season as a professional, a 23-year-old now makes more money than nearly any other female athlete on the planet. The subject of what Caitlin Clark truly provides to the WNBA has actual numbers associated with it, which is where the tale becomes extremely intriguing. After researching this issue, Indiana University Columbus finance professor Ryan Brewer developed a computation. In 2024, Clark drove over 26.5% of the WNBA's overall economic activity, while her pay was just about 300 THS of 1% of the income of the league. An even clearer picture is painted by what she specifically did for the Indiana Fever. Home attendance, the pay equity debate, saw a 319% increase, with an average of 17,035 spectators each game, up from 467. 643,343 people attended Fever in total in 2024. A single-team record in WNBA history, and the franchise's jersey sales rose by 1,193%. According to Brewer, Clark had an economic impact on Indianapolis of between $36 and $41 million. According to reports, the Fever's franchise value increased from $90 million in 2024 to $370 million in 2025. The average league-wide television viewership increased from 462,000 to 186% year-over-year. 1.32 million viewers. The point is effectively made by one figure. When Clark missed 5 games in 2025 due to injury, WNBA television viewership fell by 55%. According to a piece on NBC News, Clark's influence on the WNBA might surpass $1 billion. The direction is obvious, regardless of whether that exact number maintains true over time. Because of one player, the economics of women's professional basketball appear different. The topic of what WNBA players ought to be paid has become a hotly debated topic. Additionally, Clark herself spoke out about it during the July 2025 All-Star Weekend. She spoke clearly. We ought to be compensated more, and hopefully this will happen in the future as the league expands. That's something that's very likely the most significant issue that we are discussing in this room. In September 2025, Nafisa Collier, the vice president of the WNBA Players Association, stated more simply to Glamour magazine, "The amount of money that Caitlin Clark has made the league is insane, and she's getting 0% of it." This is supported by the revenue split. NBA players receive between 49 and 51% of league revenue, compared to roughly 9.3% for current WNBA players. In April 2024, Commissioner Cathy Engelbert told CNBC that Clark may earn up to $500,000 in WNBA earnings alone this year, in addition to millions of dollars from endorsements. She has stated that Clark's overall income is large when you mix salary and endorsements together, and endorsements worth millions of dollars. In July 2025, Pat McAfee had nothing to hold back. A salary of $70,000 is extremely embarrassing, particularly for professional athletes like Caitlin Clark. A change occurred in October 2024 when the Players' Union decided to opt out of their collective bargaining agreement, which has been extended until January 9, 2026. A $5 million team pay ceiling, maximum salaries of about $1.2 million, and minimum salaries of $225,000 are reportedly included in the WNBA's most recent proposal. All sharp rises from present levels. Here's the point, though, especially for Clark. She is locked into her rookie contract through the 2027 season, with a club option for the 4th year. Until then, no renegotiation is feasible. Regardless of the outcome of the new collective bargaining agreement, the contract expires. Returning to the beginning, Caitlin Clark's yearly income increased by $5 million between her first and second WNBA seasons. She did not renegotiate her contract, nor did the league offer her a raise. Simply put, the endorsement agreements she signed were worth their full yearly value. She receives $16.1 million annually. Now, playing professional basketball accounts for $78,000 of that, with the remaining funds coming from Nike, Gatorade, State Farm, Wilson, and a number of other businesses that recognize her value to their brands. In October 2025, ESPN commentator Dan Wetzel summed it up. Clark shouldn't be grateful to the WNBA for her recommendations. The fact that she and the other young, dynamic talents are in the league should be considered a blessing. The key financial plot point in women's basketball is if future collective bargaining reduces the difference between what players like Clark produce and what they are paid. Caitlin Clark currently lives in 2 different economic realities. She makes $78,000 in a league and $16 million in a marketplace. You can learn a lot about the current state of women's sport and its potential future from that $5 million adjustment.